Good morning to everyone. What will be to expect to our 17th President, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., about his State of the Nation address this coming July 25, 2022? Receiving the good news and even landslide victory for our nation after the May 9, 2022 national and local elections, we saw how God's covenant and prophecy in the Philippines are having now that concrete signs why we are having the 70th President of the Republic of the Philippines that was truly being prophesied. It is also the reason we are in 40 days of Thanksgiving Mass after the inauguration last June 30, 2022 up to August 8, 2022. The 100 days of Pbbm and BP Sara on this coming Sona, if we will actually to count since June 30, 2022, we are almost 26 days now out of 100 days as far as PBBM and BP Sara of the Unity are concerned, with the new administration of its new cabinet members and economic team in 6-year terms of office from June 30, 2022 to June 30, 2028, hoping and praying that the Sona will help our PBBM in helping and to support how we will work together in our country to face the 6 years, but seeing the real problems of the nation. First, poverty rate and the food insecurity. How many out of million Filipinos who are truly experiencing hunger and even food insecurity? It will be a reality to be a problem if there are continuing high price of basic commodities, which it should be studied already how to lower the overpricing of commodities, especially the food in public market by our DTI and NFA with our Department of Agriculture. Second, energy crisis and electricity crisis. That crisis facing of our country and people are about the continuing to have a high increase of energy, most especially of all products, either locally and international supply of energy, especially the high increase of the collection of charges in our electricity bill that are truly why our people are suffering and carrying the burdens of how to budget their earnings, which the solution are with our national and local leaders in helping and supporting to look for the solution about the energy crisis and electricity crisis of the nation. It should be studied already with a solution from the Department of Energy and even of either local or foreign investors or corporations who are holding and managing our electricity of those private entity. Third, the high standard of living does not only lies if our taxes to pay is also higher, a source of income of the nation for economic growth. Our economic team, even the previous administration, should have already a solution of how our economy will not be affected even we are planning to lower our collection of taxes. For that paying of taxes are also one of those main source of the sufferings of many people individually and even of our businesses either of local or foreign investors. But what high standard of living we need to expect, even there is no high increase of minimum wage or salary of every Filipinos. If truly we have a solution that will not affect our daily lives and needs, it can reduce our burden of sufferings. It means there should be growth and development, which we are provided to live with the fullness of life, which no one will not worry in everyday life because everyone can afford all their needs of basic commodities, etc., that are either rich or poor, of having equal rights. Fourth, the level of our educational system, of how our every child and our young generations of today can be provided of a good quality of education, either in the private and government institutions. But it should be supported both of the government financially of how to lower tuition fees in all private universities and colleges, and how it can be in the future a free education to all someday. There should also be an offer course and even practical solution to our curriculum that will help to lessen the years to study of any students. But it will cost a practical solution that will help for our young people to live and have a good job, but qualified either in local and international to compete as we are having educational prepared plan for our future of our nation. All of this in 100 days can be truly to achieve unless there are willingness for pagkakaisa to our legislative branch of the House of Senate and House of Congress, doing of how the law will be implemented, but not to give much burden to our people, our loss. Rather, it will help for our people sufferings to lessen that burdens, especially of how taxes of paying are mostly we have that burden to carry, even of how we collected taxes as source of income of the nation to be our national budget for the fiscal year. But our economic team must to widen their visions that internal revenues of taxes are not only the solution for our economic growth, but how we truly understand to see it in many sources of income we have in our nation as well. It means Sona of our 17th President Pbbm with BP Sara of the unit team and with our new cabinet members and the economic team will support each other for one goal and purpose to what our president are planning for his 6-year terms of office in his Sona, and to fully to support by our legislative branch and our judiciary of how we can provide people not to suffer too much in the true spirit of the law, based and rooted of how God's salvation is truly through the law and grace. Our loving obedience following Jesus who is resurrected inside the Holy Eucharist Mass as witnesses, having the Holy Mass every day must be our priority to make our future to be better, and how we will live in unity of loving one another in the true spirit of one nation, one people, to God's covenant and prophecy 2022 in the Philippines, as the good news of Jesus' resurrection brought of being chosen witnessed. Amen.